Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about tutorial skipping locations. Tutorial skipping is a very important process in late game Slayer or even early game Slayer where you get small tasks from tutorial and you do them. And this way you can build up streaks, or you could go to a different Slayer master after you do a tutorial task to find the ones you want. For example, if you want a Hydra task, most people will tutorial skip for Hydra task. I have other videos that detail that give more details, but this episode I want to focus on the locations. So we're going to start off with zombies. Most people will say, okay, where do I find zombies? They might go to some weird dungeon that only has 1 or 2 zombies, but believe it or not, one of the fastest zombie location is actually near the Ectofungus in Alice's farm. She has zombie chickens and zombie cows, and there's a lot of them, and they only have 2 HP. So it's a very fast task. You can probably finish the task in less than 2 minutes, as you can see here. Right, that's zombies, and we're just gonna quickly go through the other ones as they come up in the video. The next one we're gonna do is going to be lizards. Now lizards, the fastest ones are near a fairy ring in the desert, but those require you to bring ice packs to finish the kill. So if we were to go do the lizards right now, in the north of Narda fairy ring, you'll notice that they'll stay alive at 1 HP, and personally I can't be bothered with these. I don't like going to buy ice packs. I just want to kill lizards fast. The lesser known location is on Mount Karumo for the sulfur lizards, and sorry about these what looks like lags in my video. I'm not exactly sure why my video is like this, but that's not important. What's important is let's look at the locations. So for the sulfur lizards, you do need a boost of stone, or if you have the elite diary done, you do not need these boots. But if you don't wear these boots, you will take massive damage on the actual dungeon, and you'll see it when you go in if you don't have it, so you'll probably remember to do it eventually. Sulfur lizards, they're a bit stronger, but not that strong, and they're nice because there's a lot of them. There's no competition, and they drop medium clues. And it still doesn't take that long. At 58 hit points, even a medium level character can kill them very, very fast. So we're gonna go check them out. They are here on the 2nd level, and they look new. They have this weird animation when they die, but I don't think a lot of people know they exist. So with that said, let's move on to the next monster on the tutorial list. We're just gonna go to the Slayer Tower now, and for that, the best way is the Slayer Ring teleport. And there's a couple monsters in the Slayer Tower from tutorial. The first one is right at the gates, which are these crawling hands. Pretty weak. Usually people would finish these very fast, and they drop actually something cool. They drop a taxidermist hand, which you could put in your house, or you could sacrifice to Dark Altar for prayer spells. Next are banshees. You can already see them. They are right near those crawling hands, but you have to do a short run to get to them. And these two, there's also another banshee location in the catacombs, but those banshees are pretty strong. They're like level 100, or no, level 80 something, but they drop hard clues. So depending on what you want to go for, we could go for these banshees here, or in the catacombs. And don't forget your Slayer Helm, because banshees will destroy you if you do not have Slayer Helm. Next we have the cave crawlers, the cave slimes, and the cave bugs. These are all in the Lumbridge cave, which you can access from the Lumbridge basement or in the Lumbridge swamps. We're gonna go through the basement, and you do need a light source, otherwise you will not see, it's going to be very hard to see, and also bugs will come and swarm you after about 10 seconds. So you can see for the first part of this dungeon, I don't have a light source. It's super dark, you can barely see it, but you can just run through this place, because in the second part of the dungeon, if you have a everlasting fire from the troll quest, you are able to avoid the headlight. So as you can see, I'm waiting here to get attacked by the bugs, and you can see now they're starting to swarm me for constant damage. So I know where the door is, and I click on it, and I'm able to get out and go do my Slayer task. And the cave is lit up. But for you guys who haven't done the troll quest, you will need to bring either a Kenderin headgear, or a torch, or a lantern, any sort of light source down here. I think the 99 fire making cape works as well, but immediately you already see there are cave bugs. Turael does not give rock slugs, so you never have to worry about those, but there's more cave bugs here. There are a couple of cave crawlers here that you can pretty much just ignore. Mostly the cave bugs and the cave slime, which I'm going to next, are here. And there are three cave slimes down south. They are they respawn pretty quickly, so you usually get your whole task done on the cave slimes. And at the same time, we're gonna go show you where that everlasting fire is. So the video is lagging out again, not really sure why, but there it is. That you see the little everlasting fire on the directly north of my character. Yep. And now the cave crawlers, we actually want to go to the Recula cave. There's a lot more here. There they are, and it's very fast to get your task done. These poison for a lot of damage, but if you just kill them fast enough, you should not die from the poison. Normally, I don't bring anti-poison. I just kill them very fast. Okie dokie. Next, let's talk about goblins and cows, and these are no-brainers. You can get them from just Lumbridge. Just go to Lumbridge, there's a bunch of goblins. This is probably where most of us who's played this game in the past made our first PvM experience, killing these goblins. I still remember I killed a whole bunch to try to get a good drop, and I got a bronze square shield, and I was so happy. This was back in 2006, I believe. Those are good days. And then cows are right up here. I think these are the closest cows to a teleport, but yeah, these, I think most people know these. So next, let's move on to just moving on down the list. I'm literally just looking down the tutorial list in the Wikipedia. Next, we have Ice Fiends. The fastest way is to get to the monastery teleport, like so, and walk towards the mountains. I believe there are other Ice Fiends, but this one is the closest location to teleport, and also they're low level. And when you're tutorial skipping, you want to finish tutorial's task very fast. Thus, the low level ones are the best. So moving on. Next on the list are bats. Okay, bats are a little bit difficult. There are periodic bats you spot around the world. There's actually a few level 6 bats right outside the Slayer Tower, but I personally like to go to one of the older dungeons, the Taverty dungeon. There are a bunch of giant bats in here, and they're very crowded, so it's a very nice spot. Also, you can go to Korinth near the Dark Altar. There are a whole bunch of bats there as well, but they are very spread out. Personally, I haven't found a great spot for bats other than this place, and it's pretty close to a teleport. It's a bit of a longer run, but I think it's still worth it because the bats are all congregated together and you can quickly kill them without having to squint your eyes. A lot of the bats in the world, they're like really tiny, so it's kind of hard to see. So I like the bats here. So next, I think we can go look at dogs. Okay, yeah, dogs are also one of those that's just not too fun because there's not that many dogs, believe it or not. The best ones are still in the Narda teleport. No, the Narda Fairy Ring, right south of it. There's a spawn of 4 or 5 dogs. There are also dogs in the Ardoon mansion, some guard dogs, a bit stronger. And then there are also dogs in Korinth near the fruit stalls. They're guard dogs, so if you steal from the fruit stalls, they will aggro on you. But there's also, again, not too many dogs there. I still recommend just coming to Narda and killing these dogs, even though they're kind of small and hard to click. But yeah, it's not an ideal task. Also, you gotta remember, you start dying of heat in the desert, and you're running around so much, you run out of run energy very fast too. Right, moving on. The next on the list are bears. Roar. Bears, believe it or not, you can actually do Callisto. The giant wilderness boss Callisto, you can do Callisto with the tutorial task. And I'll mention this later. The tutorial has a bunch of boss monsters in this list, and it's pretty nice for bossing. But the best place to get multiple bears are Doom. In this mine here, there's at least 8 bear spawns here. They're kind of spread out, but it's not by that much, and you should get your pets done very fast. Bears also drop in soul bit heads, which are very nice for some early prayer experience. Alright, dwarfs. Dwarfs, people think, okay, let's just go to dwarf mines. But actually, you can just go to your house in Taverley and come down here. There's a really nice spot. There's a really congregated nice spot of dwarfs here. There's about 6 or 7 spawns, and you can finish a task in under a few seconds here. Okay, doke. That's dwarfs. What's next on the list? Next on the list is ghosts. Yes. Ghosts are predominantly found in dungeons, and especially the Catacomb of Corinne dungeon. That one is the closest to a teleport, so let's head over. Once we make our way to the Catacombs of Corinne, there are actually 2 ghost spawns. One in the south, which I'll show you, and then one in the northeast corner. They have similar amount of spawns, so take your pick. Alright, next, skeletons. Also in the Corinne. And also Vedion in the wilderness. I believe every worldy boss has a Turael Slayer associated with it. I think so. Every one of those big bosses. Because you got the scorpion, the skeleton, the bear, and the spider. Yep. So next on the list, we have Minotaurs and Wolves. And these are in the same location, or at least the best place to do them are in the same location. They're in the stronghold of security. They have weak ones down there. So Minotaurs, I believe the only place you can find them is in the stronghold, and we're going to go there right now. If you have the Skull Scepter, I highly advise you to use that. That's an instant teleport to the entrance of the stronghold. Now wolves, on the other hand, there are many wolves in the overworld, but some of them are pretty strong. On top of the icy mountain, there are wolves up there, but they're a bit stronger and they're very spread out. Whereas once we kill some Minotaurs here, you'll see that there's a very nice grouping of low-level wolves that are 10 HP each, one-shottable, great for Turael skipping. So here we got some Minotaurs, and then right up here, you see how many wolves there are? 6 wolf spawns, and they're all super weak. And that's usually where I do wolves. Okay, next on the list are rats. Awesome. So, you know, like rats, you think, okay, yeah, that should be easy to find. Actually, not that easy. There are pockets of spawns of, like, say, 2 or 3 rats all over the world, but that's not enough. So where do you find a heavy density of rats? In the lumber swamps, actually. And to get there, we have to go to Zonarius, like so. But anyways, you don't teleport using the fairy. You just click on it to exit the shed. And voila, you already see lots of rats here, here, here. And then they are pretty congregated up in the northeast corner again. And that should cover up all the rats. Next on the list are scorpions. And as I mentioned earlier, Scorpia, the wilderness boss, is a scorpion. So if you're getting bored of Turael skipping, which is highly possible, you can go do some deep wilderness Scorpia kills. Don't recommend it though, because it's pretty risky. That place is a hotspot. Anyways, Scorpias. Scorpions. The fastest teleport is the Mining Gale teleport in your skills necklace, and you can see how close you are to the teleport. You just go right on top of them. Okay, next on the tutorial list are birds. Now birds, chicken are birds, so the best way to do this task is to kill chickens. Believe it or not, before I realized chicken were birds, I used to go on Monkey Island. Literally the island where you do Monkey Madness 1. That island has a bunch of real birds, quote unquote, and there's also a lot of other stuff there. But I hated this task before I realized, oh wait a minute, chickens count as birds. Okay, what is next? Next on the list looks like spiders. Aha, yes. As I mentioned earlier, you could go tell Venitus, the spider boss in the wilderness. Venitus is a little bit better because I think you can actually teleport out. It's not in like level 50 wilderness, but we're talking about Turael skipping. So where is the best spot of dense spider spawns? Oh wait, wrong. We're doing monkeys. Sorry about that. Quick detour. Monkeys. You can do demonic gorillas, but the best monkey spot is this fairy ring location. Here you see there's 6 monkey spawns actually. Alright, now I see we're doing spiders. Yes. And that's outside of the ham storeroom. When we go there, there's some level 2 giant spiders, but then there's a bunch of level 1 tiny spiders. So here we kill a giant spider, but if you zoom in real close, you can see there's some of these little tiny spiders, and they count. So you could just come here, kill all the big and small spiders, and finish the tutorial task very fast. Cool. So going down the list, what is next? Cow fights. This is something that most people block, but in case you did not block cow fights, the best place to do it is there is a cow fight slayer cave, and it's in Alcared. There really isn't that many other options for this, but you know, that's just the way things are. Okay, before we do cow fights though, there's one more thing for completeness. Sour hogs. So Turael will give you sour hogs if you complete a core sign of interest. I have never done this quest, but I do suggest if you want to Turael skip and you don't care about the quest cave, don't do this quest, the one I'm showing you right now, until you're ready to get sour hogs, because once you unlock sour hogs, you might get them from time to time, and I just don't know how good or bad they are, and I don't know where they are, so let's just skip them and go look at cow fights. And that concludes it, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you have better locations, do tell me. I'm always looking to learn new things about the game as well. We're just gonna go look at the Kelphi caves. You do need a Slayer task to kill Kelphies in this cave, but you do not need a Slayer task to kill Kelphies in the other cave where the queen is. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.